Today, Sarah and I are talking about the game Beasts from Pandasaurus. This is a cooperative card game. Here we go. Hey gang, thanks for joining us at Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Sara Meadows, and today we're reviewing the game Beasts from Pandasaurus. This is from designer Clarence Simpson and artwork from Pauline Leny John.
This is a 2 to 5 player card shedding game where you're trying to, as a team, cooperatively get rid of all of the cards that are in the entire deck. To set up the game, you'll lay out the 100s, 10s, and 1s tarot-sized cards in the middle of the table and deal each player 5 cards.
Next, you'll shuffle in 4 randomly selected beast cards into the deck.
On your turn, players will select a suit to play from, and then they'll play all of the cards from that suit to the table, trying to get rid of as many cards as they can, because the goal of the game is to play all of your cards in order to win.
As you play cards from your hand, the number must contribute to the 3-digit number, making a higher number than the previous number.
In the game, you do have 3 tokens that allow you to discard a card from your hand, which may help you in sticky spots. And then ultimately, by the end of the game, your goal is to play all the cards from your hand as a team from everybody's hands in order to win the game.
Now, we left out the most important part of the game, the beasts. Tell us how those work, Will.
So as the beasts show up in the deck, they're basically the ace of that hand. You're going to be playing that to the card. You actually reveal it immediately. So as soon as you draw it, you'll reveal it. Everybody else will know that this is coming up. And then on your turn, the beast card and all the cards in your hand that match that suit, the suits are kind of broken into broken and unbroken, or whole, I think is what they're called. And so basically that just means there's 2 of every number for each suit in the deck. However, specifically what that means is when you play the beast card on your turn, the beast will jump over any of the slots that it would land in. So you're going to start off by placing it into the 1s column. If there are any matching suit cards in that spot, the beast will jump to the next spot, the 10s, and then hopefully you've got cards that you managed to play there as well. And then in the 100s, same deal. And if you can get the beast all the way frightened out of the game, he'll just go into basically the discard pile to the side. You'll capture that beast, which is helpful for you, because otherwise what happens is throughout the rest of the course of the entire game, if there is the broken spade beast on the board over the 10 slot where you stopped at, for the rest of the game you can't play broken spades into that column for the rest of the game.
Which is very tricky sometimes, because the other rule in the game is there are no zeros. The zeros are on those main cards. So when you play a card to up the 10s or the 100 spot, you're literally flipping the
clearing out
the other 2 columns, because they are now moving. Yeah, you may. They're moving from, say, you have 157. Now it's moving to 200 as the next one. If you put a card in, a 2 in the 100 slot, so you're clearing the cards. So now you can play lower value digits in each of those slots. So that is a helpful way to be able to allow other players to keep playing cards through their hand, because once you get up to 8 and 9, you can't play a card higher than that, because you don't have anything higher than that in your hand. As far as gameplay goes, this game reminds me a little bit to the game, but there's a little bit more going on, because now you're playing with several place values and not just trying to go through the cycle of cards 1 through 100. Now you're dealing with place values in that game.
Right, and the fact that you are limited by what suits you can play, it's definitely, the game is the base for this, and then they've added some fun theme with the creatures, and then enough additional gameplay mechanics that it feels like a different game. It does play very similarly, which is nice, and the nice part is, there's a lot of fun just to be had with 1 through 100 in the game. We played that game dozens and dozens, maybe hundreds of times. And this game just amps that up a little bit more, which is very cool. So you're looking at your cards, you're playing down, you're saying, I got 4 different hearts that I got to play on my turn. If somebody, and you are allowed a little bit of communication in the game, you're not supposed to say exact numbers. I think you can say, I'm going to play hearts on my turn or whatever. And so you can talk suits, but you're not supposed to say exactly what you're going to do. But there is like the pressure of, oh, I really need you to clear out the 10 spot, otherwise I'm not going to be able to play on my turn. And if you can't play, you lose the game immediately. So you've always got to be able to play. And then being like, you feel clever when you're like, okay, play a 1 and a 2 here, jump back over on here with the 3, clear out the slot. Now I can play the other 1 that I had. It's a fun little, shedding experience, and it is clever with all the little additional add-ons that are in this version, in this new game, which feels like an upgrade of the game.
Yeah, as far as replayability goes, we haven't won it every time. We've won it once, and
I've won it a couple times, but we've only played it a couple times together.
So there are times where you're not going to be able to win the game and everybody loses, and so you're not given a score. And then you can try and beat previous scores. So whatever number you end on, you're trying to end with a lower and lower number every time.
I think it's higher. That's really the only unclear rule in the game book, is that it says if you play all your cards and the game ends, then the final number on the table is your final score. However, like, are you trying? I don't know if there's a strategy, like I'm trying to save 2 9s in my hand so I can have 999.
No, it's the lowest.
It doesn't say the lowest.
It doesn't say
golf scoring.
It doesn't say it.
But golf scoring makes the most sense, because if you can win it at 250, it means you played your cards way tighter than if you win it at 990. So let us know in the comments how you scored the game, because that wasn't really clear to me. It didn't say golf score, but it does say that your final score, if you play all your cards, is the 3-digit number on the table.
And you can play, there is some additional rules to play in advanced mode where you don't use the discard tokens. So there are 3 tokens in the game that you can choose to discard and not play a card out of your hand that you were supposed to play on your turn. So that has helped us in some sticky situations. But you can choose to not play with those, which is difficult. There usually comes up a time where somebody really doesn't want to jump the numbers really high, and
or they have 2 different
there's a lot of
suits
high
they've got to
numbers
choose from. They've got to play one, but they can't play the 9, so they can at least discard it with the token.
Yeah. So as far as artwork goes, the cards have pretty minimal art, as far as there's some different colors for the suits. The illustration for the box and the back of the cards is really cool. I did like the gold foil
on the broken cards,
so that it distinguishes and basically gives you 8 suits instead of 4.
I will say, on the replayability and on the player count side, we haven't really talked player counts. It plays up to 5. We haven't actually played it at 5. I feel like 5 might make it easier, because once that beast card comes out, you can kind of work as a team. Like, we got to play diamonds on my turn. If you can play diamonds, then we can scare the beast away. If you can play diamonds, So if you had 5 people before that card got revealed, that's more opportunities to scare the beasts away. However, it's also just more opportunities for more beast cards to come out all the time. Mm-hmm. So I don't know that the player count changes the game too much. Between 2, 3, and 4, I didn't feel like it significantly changed. I need to try it at 5. The other thing I was going to say was replayability. You do have the scoring that you're keeping track of. You do have the difficulty level. Not only can you get rid of the discard tokens, you also can play with all 8 beasts. And that is the hardest part of the game, when you can't play a diamond or a heart or a spade in the first row, and you can't play a spade in the second row, or a broken spade in the second row. Like, the more beasts that are out on the table, the difficulty ramps up. I feel like I don't remember what it's called in the rule book, but no tokens and all beasts is the hardest master level or whatever. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine winning at that level. Maybe somebody's doing it. I can't imagine it.
Yeah, so if this sounds like something you're interested in, you can check out Beasts from Pandasaurus Games. And thank you so much for checking out our videos here on our channel here at Tantrum House.